Hello, hello. Welcome, everybody. This is our North American Academy, our Leadership Academy. It's a place we get to find out a little bit about rain. Guys, if you're just joining in, please put in the comments what little town, what state, maybe what country you're from, because we want to hear from you. We want to know where you're from so we can say hello. Guys, I'm going to give you a little bit of information about myself. My name is Dale Goldball. I'll be the host tonight. And guys, I got started, grew up in the horse business, showing horses all around the world, getting to meet and travel and do things around the world. And that's what brought me where I got introduced to Rein International. And what an amazing 8 years it's been so far, that I've learned so much and met so many wonderful people in this business. And so what tonight is about is for an opportunity for you to just kind of get to listen in, kind of eavesdrop in, find out what the company is about, what the compensation plan is about, what we do, what the nutrition really does, what it's all about. And that way you can make yourself an informed decision on whether this is something really for you, because we've just got some really amazing people that are going to give us a little information tonight, just kind of hit some of the highlights, not go real deep in it, because we went real deep into this. We could talk for a week and not quit. I know I could on just a couple of products, but we can't do that. We don't have that kind of time, and I don't want to get you bored keeping you on that long. So we're not going to take it real long, but we are going to hear from some amazing people like Derek Lord and not Ann, she's not on night, Miss Isabella Costa and Paul Engelman. And we've got some real people giving some real testimonies tonight, and we'll meet them in a little bit. But this is a leadership training academy that we do each week. So you're welcome to stop back in. You're welcome to be here. And so I want to get it started. So if you've been invited, be sure, put where you're from, listen close. But we want to start off first tonight with a wonderful woman by the name of Isabella Costa that is a nurse, and she's a mom and just an amazing individual that is from Houston, Texas. And she has learned so much about this business in a short period of time. And she is, like I said, an amazing person. So, Miss Isabel, I want to turn it over to you to talk a little bit about some product tonight.
Thank you so much, Dale. I appreciate you. Happy birthday, Derek. We should have sung happy birthday before we turned on the the call. Hi, everyone. I am Isabel from Houston, and I'm here to share with you an amazing product. This is going to be a short presentation, but do not underestimate this product. And I'll tell you why more in a second. Let's start with from the beginning. We are a company that has developed a breakthrough in nutrition that is disturbing the being disturbing the current practice in nutrition, wellness, and even athletic performance. That is because we went back to the source and made our products from seed source nutrition, a breakthrough that was hidden in plain sight because it's seeds. And so what makes us better than anybody out there is that because we're made from seeds, where one seed can make a big apple tree, can make a big bush that is going to make berries, that is going to make watermelons, and will do that in multiple seasons, at least 2 or 3 seasons. So just imagine the power of seed source nutrition, 20 to 30% more potent than any other product out there. Today, we are going to talk about wonderful, wonderful friend, vitamin D. This is such an important vitamin. It's even probably known as a hormone. It's so important that our body will make it by ourselves with the sun. I mean, think about that. It's so important for the body that the body can make it itself. Unfortunately, we're not outside enough. We go through winter, we work indoors, and we just don't get enough of it. I am very certain that one of your kids, one of your grandchildren, or probably even you, if you have a blood test, you're going to be low in vitamin D. So we all know vitamin D as something very important that the body uses to make bones. Without vitamin D, the bone cannot absorb the calcium and keep bones healthy. But we have receptors all over the body of vitamin D, because vitamin D does more than just bones. It's going to help with our cognitive health. It's going to help with heart health. It's going to help with mood. It just does a lot of things. So let's go over that really quick. One of the things that I love about our products, all of our product lines, that it's not just one product that is going to work one thing. We do a beautiful job at having products that are going to work synergistically, meaning that you're going to combine products that together, they're going to have multiple functions that are going to function even greater than it was if it were to function by itself, if you were to take that by itself. So the first product, vitamin D, of course. Vitamin D, like we said, it's going to help your bones. It's going to help your teeth. It's going to help strengthen your muscles. It's also going to help with your heart health. It's also going to help with your brain, because we have vitamin D receptors all over our body. So vitamin D is super important. It also has vitamin D, excuse me, vitamin E. Is going to help protect our cells against free radicals. It's a strong antioxidant that is going to protect the cells. You're protecting yourself, your cells live longer. Your cells are protected and live longer. They're going to absorb that nutrients, and it's just going to extend, maybe even reverse the signs of aging. Tomato seed oil, an essential fruity acid, and seed buckhorn oil. Also a strong antioxidant, but it has many other things. This little berry, because it comes from a berry, has vitamin A, vitamin C, magnesium, calcium, copper, zinc, and vitamin K. So this is important. If you are taking a vitamin D that is not ours, this is important. With that vitamin K, vitamin D does not get to where it needs to go. With that vitamin D, it's not good. The calcium is not going to get into your bones. So super important that we include vitamin K when we're taking vitamin D, and we're going to find it in this little bottle because we have seed oil. Seed buckhorn oil. I didn't say it right. So small, very important. We also all know it as it's going to help our immune system get stronger. Right now, we're in the middle of summer, but take it now, because when fall starts coming around, flu season starts coming around, COVID season starts coming around, your immune system is going to be strong because you took this all year round. And unique delivery system. This is a spray. You can spray it in your food, but I recommend that you spray it in your mouth. Why is this important that it's a spray? Because if you take a pill over the counter that is probably synthetic, you're going to take it to your mouth. It's going to go through the digestive system, and your body's going to do what it's supposed to do. It goes through the stomach, but then it goes straight to the liver, and then it exits the body through the urine. Very small amount. The doctor might have said take 200 or 2,000 units of vitamin D, but very small amounts. If you're taking it through a pill, it's actually going to get to the cell. If you take a spray and spray it in your mouth, it's actually going to be absorbed through the mouth. It's going to go straight to the bloodstream and straight to the cell where it's needed. So increases the absorption. It aids in creating serotonin. We know serotonin. Serotonin is going to help us sleep. It's just going to make us happy. If you're having problems sleeping, if your mood is kind of, you need a little serotonin in your life. You need a little vitamin D. Helps reduce fatigue, increase energy. We all need that. Supports bone, teeth, overall body strength. We all need that. Increases overall well-being. You need vitamin D in your auto ship. Okay, short but sweet but important. So how do we get the word out? How do we spread the news? We don't become experts. We use our tools. We use our Vitality magazine that has been beautifully designed, has beautiful information. You're going to put your information on the back. And we have flyers that has all the information needed, that you don't need to memorize. What do you do with this? Well, next time you go to your doctor's office, you leave this in the waiting room. If your doctor's office is in a building that has multiple floors, you tape this on the elevator. In each elevator, you give this to everyone you know. You give this to everyone with grandkids, with children. Just make sure you load up over tools and just spread the love, spread them around, let people find you. and your business will grow. Back to you. Thank you. Oh, hidden in plain sight. Let me say that. Let me talk about that because they just, if you have not seen the current hidden in plain sight 2.0, as soon as this is over, go check it out. Beautiful. Beautiful. Someone says, give me more information, and you don't have access to give them a beautiful Vitale magazine, you send them through your app, you send them a hidden in plain sight, and I guarantee you they're going to buy from you. Back to you, Dale. Thank you.
Thank you, Isabel, for such a great presentation. And you picked one of my favorite products. I absolutely love. Can y'all hear me? Good. Yeah, I love the vitamin D. I could sleepwalk to my refrigerator and grab it in automatic support. And I want to leave a cliffhanger out there. But that sea buckthorn oil, I didn't know what it was when we first came out with it. So I looked it up. And if you look it up, you're going to find out something that the old Romans, the fighting Romans, used to use it for their horses. Go look that up. It's amazing how powerful that sea buckthorn oil is. But anyways, off to the next one. I'm not supposed to be talking product, but I love that vitamin D. It is a wonderful little spray. You spray under your tongue. It's quick, it's fast, and you go. Love it, Isabel. Thank you very much. Now, our next speaker we're going to have tonight is a friend of mine. I got to meet him about a year and a half ago down in Florida, and his name is Mr. Derek Lord. And he has been in the insurance business and investment business. He may have even, I've heard through the grapevine, was a movie star or a magician at one time or something. But who better that's been in the insurance and the finance business to be able to talk to us about leverage and how the comp plan can be leveraged to make you successful. So I want to turn it over to Mr. Derek Lord. Welcome tonight, and we look forward to hearing from you.
Oh, thanks. Well, guys, I got a question for you. And the first question, the big question is, when you were in high school or college or graduate school or whatever, when did they teach you about leverage? When did they teach you how you could actually affect your life, your family's life, and maybe even generations down the road? And of course, I'm not going to hold anyone accountable, but I'm going to assume, because I know a lot of people, that the answer is never. Superpower. We're going to find something pretty interesting this evening, and it goes like this. If you were able to build your ultimate lifestyle business, what if you could? What if you had the ability to build your own business? Now, that doesn't mean you don't have other things you do. It doesn't mean you don't have a job. It doesn't mean you don't have a career. But if you could build an ultimate lifestyle business, the first thing you would need to do is you would need to know something really important, and it's called megatrends. What are megatrends? Well, megatrends are the big things that happen in society. They happen in the country. They happen all over the world. And if you have a choice or a chance and you can be in front of a megatrend, it's a wonderful thing. But what if you could actually be in front of more than one megatrend? And we're going to talk about this evening a little bit. The first one, social entrepreneurship. It's a word and a phrase that is becoming more and more popular because there's a lot of people who don't enjoy when they hear the word entrepreneur, because sometimes they have the wrong meaning. Sometimes they're not looking at it. If you look at social entrepreneurship, it means doing well by doing good. We'll get back to that in a moment. Healthy lifestyle. I mean, come on. We all know that you want to be healthy. You need to be healthy to enjoy yourself, to enjoy your life, to enjoy the riches that we're given. Side gig economy. You know, a number of years ago, talking about a side gig sounded like you didn't really have a job or a career or anything. It was something that, oh, well, yeah, I kind of do this little thing on the side. And then social media marketing. Of course, I might have been around long enough before there was social media. And of course, people know it right now, because how many of them when you go to talk to them, even in a restaurant where there's adults all looking at their phone. So how about if we talk back about this side gig business? Well, what if you could create a business on the side where you could, number one, set your own hours? Well, that makes a big difference because a lot of us are pretty busy, and we've got things going on. And if you said we had to do it during our regular work hours, whenever they may be, some people work early in the morning, some people work late at night. Set your own hours. What if you could choose who you work with? Now, I know for some people right now, they're nodding their head up and down going, oh, that would be good. I've got to work with some people I dread going to work every day. Unlimited earning potential, what that really means is your earnings are not based upon some arbitrary number. They're based upon your ability to do what you do and the more people you help, which brings us to the last point on this slide, becoming successful by empowering others. In fact, it's the only way that you can succeed in this business. Exotic travel. Well, there's many of us who enjoy travel. There's some people who really, really enjoy travel, and they're enjoying what's going on. They're having a good time, meeting other people, going to locations around the country, around the world. Matter of fact, we've got a session coming up. Probably Dale will talk about that a little bit later. But it's one of the things that you can do, and you can do it with people that you know. In some cases, you'll be able to meet people on your team in person for the very first time, not just Zoom. Earning across 16 time zones. Well, what does that really mean? Well, I can tell you what it means is you can go to sleep and part of your team is waking up while you sleep. You can earn not only across time zones, but you can earn while you sleep. And now we're going to go talk about that social entrepreneurship for a moment. What that really means is it means that everybody, and when I say everybody, I mean everybody, can be very happy and proud of what they're doing because you're only winning and doing well by doing good for other people. Well, now let's talk about some people you probably have heard of. Harnessing leverage. Well, leverage, we talked about it, the superpower. What does that mean? Well, that means you're not just getting paid for your time. You're not trading time for money. Even though some of us and some of the people on this call, the amount that they're paid per hour or per event is pretty significant. But take Mark Cuban or Oprah, Jeff Bezos, Rowling. They figured out how to do something that is far beyond just their time. In fact, you either employ leverage or you probably work for somebody who does. So now we're going to play a little game, if you will, okay? And the game goes like this. How many hours can you work a week? Well, for most people, 40 hours is a typical work week. And there's many people who have been working 60, 80, maybe even 100 hours during certain times. So in this example, we're just going to say, what if you set aside 10 to 15 hours a week? Stuff that you would be either relaxing, watching TV, or doing something else, and you work 15 hours a week. Well, okay, that's good. But now you find two other people who would like to join what you're doing. They would like to be part of RAIN. They would like to be part of what's taking place. And they put in 15 hours. Now together you've got 45 hours. Well, that's typically more than what you work during a week. But let's take it one step further. Those two people find two people. And now you've got a total of 105 hours. And that's just two people who found two. 105, that's quite a bit of time. So how do we get paid? How do we earn money? Well, we earn money more than one way. In fact, there's 9 ways to earn. Everything, however, in this particular compensation plan is built in a manner that is balanced. It helps people when they begin. It helps people in the middle. It helps people later on. But you'll notice that first circle, customer rewards. Everything that Rain does is built on customers. Nobody gets paid unless people use and consume the products. But in the beginning, they've got fast start commissions, which mean, and let me just touch real quick, customer rewards. You can be a customer and have special rewards. You get discounts, you get free products, you get all kinds of things. But if you decided to join the business portion, you can also get your money back quickly. They call it fast start commissions. Wouldn't that be nice if you made an investment and you were able to get your money back quickly? That's part of the goal. And some of that has to do with speed. Partner bonus and senior partner bonus are special things where you can earn an extra $100, $200, or $300 and get that money quickly. Then we go into bonus pools. Bonus pools are very unique with Rain because some of us will have businesses where most of the people that we know or people on our team might be in the United States. And many companies, the programs that they have, you don't get a global pool unless you actually have people in those countries. Well, Rain has taken care of that because they have it based upon everybody. And if you want to find out more details there, get back to the person who invited you. We've got a lot of information. The last two, team commissions, you build 2 organizations, a left and a right, and it means you get to help other people. That'll be brought up a little bit too by why timing can be important. And then the last, generational matching bonus. That is, kind of the pinnacle, because you actually have the ability not only to create income multiple generations, but I'm going to add to it. You can build that where it actually affects you and your family, where you can have generational wealth. You can pass some of this on to your children or grandchildren if you so desire. And with that, Dale, back to you.
Derek, thank you so very much. That was an amazing presentation. And it just makes me think so quickly. It makes me go back in my mind because I'm still young at all this. And it makes me realize that the leverage you're talking about, putting a couple hours a day in, can turn into hundreds of hours a weekend. And now we've got this thing that we all carry in our pockets. And I'd have never dreamed in my lifetime that I could create a business with that one little thing that we carry around every day and have an international business where I don't have to have product. I don't have to do anything but share a little information. And it's just wow. And it just it just phenomenal, kind of befuddles your brain that it can be that easy if you put a little effort in each day and leverage that effort to others, that your effort and leverage could grow to so many countries so quickly. And if I knew that when I was 20 years old, to all you youngsters that are listening on, if you could learn to leverage that time, something like that now, by the time you're our age, you will have been plenty retired. So anyways, thank you, Derek. That's wonderful. I really enjoyed it. That's why I love this business so much. And I see Mr. Randy Gage is saying hello. Hello, Mr. Randy Gage, our elusive leader. And so, guys, next I want to go to a couple of people who are going to give us some real stories, some real people, some quick testimonies about what they love about Rain, what they got out of Rain. So I think the first person I'm going to roll it over to is Mr. Vernon Connor from Amarillo, Texas. And he's a preacher, and then he's going to roll it over to somebody. But guys, let's hear from Mr. Vernon Connor first. Real people, real stories.
Thank you, Dale. We are so excited about today. We are here in Amarillo, Texas, as Dale has already stated. Of course, you got to really be coming here. But if you're on I-40, I-40 runs right through the middle of our town. So we welcome you here at the Big Texan in Amarillo, Texas. But I came into Rain As Dale has already mentioned, I'm in the ministry full time. Of course, it's a very lucrative profession, but it's not in the financial arena. So when Rain found me, I was looking in the looking process, and come to find out that this leveraging system that they have is so wonderful, as Derek just got through eloquently explaining, as well as the products. Come to find out here, after a few months, year or two into the business, that I was with the right leveraging system, company with a system that works, with the right people, with the right products, as Isabel has already stated, is also with the right company and the right compensation plan. That all makes exciting times for Rain 2.0. I am Rain. Back over to you, to Mark.
Have we got Mark there?
Mark, you're muted.
Open your mic.
There we go. Finally. Well, thank you, Vernon. I was trying to get to technology. It wasn't on mute for me. Good evening. I'm Mark Sipich from Chicago, Illinois. I'm a CPA that has been preparing taxes and business strategies for the last 35 years. And more recently, I've been helping my son to expand his successful pool installation business. Over those years, I've worked 60 to 70 hours a week on a salary, helping others build their businesses and success while putting in many hours, but not getting any more pay. So actually, the more hours I worked, the less I made per hour, since I was on a fixed salary. When my friend introduced me to Rain, I saw the opportunity to apply my efforts and get paid for the efforts I put into the business. I also saw a system and training that allows me to utilize my time efficiently to help me build and teach other people in my in-between time how to build and succeed while we all become healthier and wealthier. It's a win-win. So much that someday in the near future, I can see that I won't have to work as many hours. I get paid what I'm worth, and I can help other people earn their success. I'm Mark Sipich, and I am Rain. And on to you, John.
Hello, everybody. My name is John Acosta. I'm a college student working retail, and when you become an adult, you want more freedom. Working for above minimum wage doesn't cut it. Still a few years away from my sports business degree, I found something I didn't know I was looking for: leverage. I'm now building with a goal of creating a comfortable residual income that is going to help me create wealth. So thank you, everybody. And I am Rain. Back to you, Dale.
John, Mark, Vernon, thank y'all very much for your testimonies. I love hearing testimonies. People have been in the business,
Dale, you're
just
muted.
getting started in the business. It makes a difference. It makes us realize it's real people really doing this business. So our next step is going to be over to Mr. Paul Engelman, one of our triple black diamonds. And he has been, if you look at him real close, you may recognize him from a rock band back in the late 70s, early 80s. He's been in the music business. He's been in the designing business. He's been in the entrepreneurship business. He's been in the business of succeeding. So no better person to talk about some of our training and our systems than Mr. Paul Engelman. Paul, over to you.
Well, hey, everybody. It's so great to be with you this evening. I wanted to take some time to talk about just a few things that I think would be helpful, especially to newer distributors, but certainly this is a reminder for some of us that have been building for a while. You know, one of the biggest things that kind of hold people back from really getting going at the beginning is overcoming the fear of being judged. Fear of judgment is really one of the most common internal blocks in network marketing, even for seasoned leaders. So here's some advice that can maybe help shift your mindset so that you can take action with confidence. The first thing that you might want to think about is, why are you fearful? We need to reframe that fear. You need to understand that you're offering a gift. You're not offering a plea. You're not trying to beg somebody for something. So stop thinking of it as, really asking somebody for something, and rather that you're offering somebody a real blessing. You're not bothering them. You're blessing them with a powerful gift. I had two brothers that were in my previous network marketing business with me. One of them made $1 million. The other one couldn't get arrested in that business. And I told him I wanted to help him, and he said, "Oh, I just feel like I'm bothering people when I talk to them." Well, bingo, that's why. And so you compare two people doing the exact same thing with radically different results, and it was all just about what was going on inside them. It really didn't have anything to do with those other people. So that's something, really understand that you're offering a gift. It's the gift of better health through seed-based nutrition. It's the gift of extra income and freedom. It's the gift of hope for somebody who might feel stuck. Judgment really fades when you realize I'm not pitching. I'm not pitching anybody. I'm planting. So also remember that, not everybody's going to say yes. And that person's reaction really says everything about them, and it really doesn't say much about you at all, because people judge based on their own limitations and their own experiences and fears and the conclusions that they have drawn about their experiences, whether that is right or wrong. So if somebody rolls their eyes or if they don't get it, they're not rejecting you. They're rejecting a version of something that they don't even understand yet. They don't have enough information. That's okay. Let that go. Rain's not for everyone, but it's exactly what someone out there is praying for, and you have the answer for them. Also, you can use the power of stories over facts. You don't have to be a science expert or some big business guru to build this business. So instead of trying to impress or convince anybody, you can share true, heartfelt stories. It's impossible to argue with your personal story or with a story about somebody else's experience. So something like, I started taking Soul, and I noticed right away that I was feeling more energetic and more stable in that energy really by the next day. Or a friend of mine who was interested in joint health started using Bend, and now they absolutely swear by it. Or I was looking for something flexible that I could build my life around, and Rain was that for me. So the short, true stories, it just disarms judgment. Stories disarm judgment. They're relatable and they're non-threatening. Something that you might, personal affirmations work for me. I don't know if you've ever tried them, but sometimes before I message or call somebody, or even if I am creating a post, I want to get my head in the right space. So sometimes here's what I tell myself. I say, I plant seeds today. Some grow now, some grow later, but I'm going to keep planting with heart and not fear. Hope that helps. I mean, that's something that I have it written down on a little sticky note here. So here is a challenge to help you push through the fear. Set a goal. Talk to 3 people a day for 5 days with no attachment to the outcome. Just do it. Okay. Just say, hey, have you ever heard about seed-based nutrition? Or can I show you something that's really helped me feel better lately? And celebrate the doing, not the result. And you'll be shocked at how quickly the fear fades. You joined Rain for a reason. You saw something others need, and fear is part of growth. But courage is contagious, and your courage will inspire your team, your family, and your future. Okay, now there's something that's kind of attached to interacting with people, and that is help for closing a new partner. A lot of times people will say, well, how do I close somebody? And Randy was once talking about that, and I loved what he said. He said, we're not closing people, we're opening people. We're opening their minds. We're opening their eyes. It is our job to help the blind to see when it comes to Rain International. And with Rain, really our edge lies in the powerful product, the clear vision, and the personal connection. So let's talk about a framework where you can confidently close a new distributor or customer. Um, I think of it like this: plant, because we're seed planters, right? So plant, water, and invite to grow. Planting is, of course, sharing the material with them. Maybe that's a video, or it's one of the PDFs, or it's an info sheet or something. Maybe it's the Magalog, right? But we're going to share that tool. Now, watering is critical. Watering is where you're staying in touch with that person. It's follow-up. And typically you have to know it takes 5 to 8 touches with somebody before they actually take action. And then afterwards, we invite to grow. That's locking arms with somebody and showing them what to do next. So let's talk about that. First, you're going to, after they've watched that material, you're going to ask something like, well, tell me, what did you like most about what you saw? Never say something like, so what did you think? That just invites criticism. Instead, you might say, what attracted you most? Were you looking at the product most, or what excited you? Did the business excite you? And what this does is this opens up positive reflection, and it helps you to discover their motivation. And then you want to mirror their interest and their language. So if they say something like, wow, those are pretty powerful health benefits, you're going to focus on the products. If they start, asking about the business or saying, I've been looking for something like this, well, you're going to focus on getting started right away. Maybe they might say something like, well, yeah, no, I think I could see myself doing this. Well, heck, then you're going to move to enrollment right away. People feel understood when you reflect back to them what matters to them. So what you're going to do is you're going to use confidence questions. So you're going to lead them gently to a decision, but directly to a decision. So you might say something like, well, it sounds like you're ready to get started. Should we set up your customer account or your business account? Or sometimes one of the things that I like to ask people, is, well, so now that you've seen all this, which of the starter packs do you think might be best for you if you were to get started today? Sometimes I say, hey, so on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being I'm not interested and 10 being let's get going, where do you think you find yourself? And if they say they're, ready to go, great. If not, if they're a 7 or an 8, I might ask them, is there any particular information you think you might need in order to make a decision? And then I'll provide that. You could just, kind of affirm them and say, you'd be amazing at this. Do you want to try the product first, or do you want to just jump in and build with me? The main thing is you got to ask. If you don't ask, it doesn't happen. And then once you do, don't try to fill the silence after that. This is sometimes the hardest thing to do, is just zip it. Just allow them to fill the next space. Okay. So, if they lean customer, you could say, awesome. Most people start with soul or soul and core. Or if they've expressed an interest in a product, then of course get them started with that. But you want to guide people. You want to hold their hand. Confused people tend to freeze up. So help them know here's a great choice for you. Guide them, and always assume success. Walk with them and not behind them. Now, if they're hesitant, we want to handle hesitation gracefully. So, once again, like I said, if they say, well, I think I'm about a 7 on a scale of 10, I'm going to say, hey, that's totally fine. I just want to help you make the best decision for you. Can I ask you what's holding you back right now? Or, is there any further information you might need in order to make a decision? Usually it's one of 3 things. It's the money, okay? It's either that or confidence that they're lacking, or they're worried about what kind of time it will take. So with the money, that's very easy to show them, hey, look, I tell you what, if we get going on this today and you share this with for people, you're going to pay yourself back for your package and you'll already be into profitability. You can also help them understand the value of the product. You know, hey, did you know that Soul is like 7 to 10 servings of fruits and vegetables and 3 to 4 servings of essential fatty acids? Can you imagine what that would cost if you just bought that in a store? So Soul is a really great value. You can build the value of the product also just by demonstrating things like that. When it comes to them not having the confidence maybe to get going, you know, that's where you can share with them the power of our system and the power of the support that we provide just with, you know, meetings like this, with our leadership academies, with everything that's available, with the Be the Breakthrough presentations that they can just plug people into. You can invite them to watch a Be the Breakthrough. You can invite them to watch one of these leadership academies and show them, hey, you're in this for yourself, but certainly not by yourself. And you have tons of support and training available to you. And the system is really all you have to follow. If they're worried about time, gosh, I just don't know if I'd have time for something like this. You can show them how really they're already doing what this activity is. Like, let's say, well, have you ever recommended a movie or a book or a TV show? That didn't take a lot of time, did it? Did you get paid for those? No, but it would take the same time for you to recommend Rain, and you can get paid for that. So you can just show them how they can fit this into the corners of their life and how it doesn't have to eat their life, you know, and all their time. So be calm, be curious, be helpful, and not pushy. That's really the key. Another kind of phrase that you could use just to kind of close this segment out is, hey, if I could show you a simple way to get started and walk with you step by step, would you feel better about jumping in with me today? So there you go. Now, here is another thing that new distributors especially, and sometimes people that have been in it for a while, that they worry about. And that's when somebody asks them, well, how much money are you making? You know, are you a millionaire yet? Well, I always chuckle when people ask that because for some reason people think network marketing is like this magic business where you'll be rich in a week. And it's just not that. This is a business that you have to build like any other business, but it certainly has the capacity to pay you residual income for years and years and years to come. So that's the beauty of it. But if somebody asks you, you know, how much money are you making, and you're not making a lot of money yet, first stay honest, stay calm, stay confident, and avoid exaggerating or dodging. Instead, you're just going to lean into authentic excitement. You know what? I'm just getting started. I'm building this the right way. But what does excite me is watching the people ahead of me and seeing what's possible. Posture really is everything. So you're not ashamed. You're on the journey. And when you believe in where you're going, people lean in. You know, that's that posture. If you have confidence, people want to follow that confidence. Nobody wants to be part of your, you know, your test program. If your attitude is, well, I'm gonna try this out and see how it works out. Well, nobody's gonna follow that. People follow people who know where they're going. So when it also, you know, comes to that question, and you're not making a lot of money yet, you can certainly point to third-party success, and that takes the pressure off of your results and highlights the proof of the concept of this compensation plan. You know, you could say something like, well, you know, my mentor is earning full-time income from this, and they started just like me, one conversation at a time. Or we've got people in the company making 5-6 figures a month, and that tells me I'm in the right place with the right opportunity. So you can use stories from your upline, from team Zoom calls, from the RAIN recognition site, where, you know, the rank advancements, business for home articles, and just borrow someone else's belief until they see their own. Okay. And another thing that you can do is you can shift the focus from money to meaning. You know, most people don't just want income. They want meaning. They want freedom. They want health. They want purpose. So pivot to that. You know, for me, it's about what this can become. And I'm learning and growing and taking daily steps. And I really find that I am personally growing. And it's just like any new business, it takes time to grow. Or, you know, even the $100 or $200 a week I'm working towards is going to make a huge difference for me. That's gas, that's groceries, or that's my ability to save money or to take my family on a vacation, those kinds of things. So this grounds it in real life impact, which is relatable and credible. And then, you know, you have to realize something. If they're asking about income, that means they're curious and they're wondering about it for themselves. So you could end with something like this. Honestly, I am right now focused on where this is going, much more than where I am personally right this very second. If you're open, I'd love to show you what I see and let you decide if it makes sense for you too. So boom, non-defensive, honest, and confident. Well, guys, I hope some of these tips have helped. It's been great being with you tonight. Thank you for having me. I'm Paul Engemann, and I am Rain.
Paul, thank you so very much. And, you know, for those of you who don't know, I'm going to give a little story about me real quick. I plant a garden every year, and Paul just put it into perfect terms about planting seeds, because I put hundreds of seeds in the ground every year for a garden. Some of those seeds grow, some don't, but the ones that start growing, I start watering, I'm weeding around them, I'm nurturing them, and they're growing. And that's all it really is. It really made me think about it while he was talking about that when you put seeds in the ground, you're sharing, you're planting those seeds. Some are going to grow, some aren't. It's okay, but you nurture those that start growing, and they will turn into phenomenal plants, producing so much for you. So, associates that are on here tonight, build off of this for this week. Think about planting those seeds, as many seeds as you can all week long. Guests, get back with the associate that invited you. And if you'd love to start planting planting seeds with them, let them know when you want to start. Let us welcome you to the business. Miss Isabel, thank you for doing a phenomenal presentation on the vitamin D, one of my favorites. Mr. Derek Lord, thank you for going over and explaining the leverage of building a business worldwide with just a little bitty old phone that we can do now that couldn't have been done years ago. And Mr. Paul, once again, for you explaining planting seeds. And of course, our personal testimonies from Vernon and Mark and John. We thank y'all. We thank everyone for being on here. And guys, you still have the opportunity to join us and go to Istanbul, Turkey with us later in September, the first week of September. So we've got major things coming up, major happenings. This business is growing. We're growing. And we would love for you to grow with us. So again, if you'd like to know more, get back with the person who invited you. We enjoyed having you. Peace out and good night. And we will see you next Thursday again. Good night.
Shine bright like a diamond. Find light in the beautiful sea. I chose